Some say you should live for the moment. This week's Torah portion takes a position on that. It's Toldeot. It's the battle of wiles between Yaakov and Esav, and Esav is portrayed as a guy who's very much in the moment, responding to his appetites, to his hunger, to his needs, and not so much planning ahead. Yaakov, is portrayed as a guy who is always strategizing and thinking a couple of moves down the road, not just of his needs right now, but of how he can benefit from a different situation way down the line. Of course, in the story, it's the thinking in the moment that costs Esav his birthright and his blessing, and it's the thinking ahead and planning ahead that benefits Yaakov. Yaakov makes stew and is willing not to eat it, but rather to sell it. He is the one who thinks forward his mother's plan thinks out his mother's plan to take away the blessing from his brother, as opposed to always being in the moment. This is something as a community, as individuals and as a community, we need to know. What is it that we are that's going to come down the line that we're not thinking sufficiently enough about because we're living in the moment? Of course, this is always the case with individuals and families with spending. You have to figure out what are your needs in the moment and how can you save it for the future. And it's true for Jewish communities as well. How can we invest in a way that will benefit us down the line and not just look at our momentary needs? We know many of the ways this happens by making sure that we invest in good education, that making sure that kids are able to go to Jewish camps where Jewish practice and Jewish being is normalized rather than being something strange or limited to the family, to say the Shema each night with our children when they're very young, to making it rhythmic, part of their things, having Shabbat dinner regularly, regardless of anything else that happens over Shabbat, having a dinner that's where you sit down and you dedicate yourself to being together, maybe with friends, maybe with family, without phones. All of these things, as a practice, we know will benefit us later on, and it's worth doing because the tradition teaches that living in the moment doesn't always work so well. You always have to do that and project in the future. That's what our namesake Israel did, and that is what we should still do. Shabbat Shalom.